Hey, and what's up, guys? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give this video a like. So on today's video, I'm going to do a glam up. This is the first video of 2021. So I'm going to start off by using this La Roche-Posay sunscreen. It has SPF 55. So I had already cleaned up my face. And then after that, I'm going to be applying this Elegant primer. It's also a color corrector. So I'm just going to concentrate it around the areas where I have dark spots and hyperpigmentation. And then use this one from Maybelline. And I'm going to concentrate this one around my T-zone area, because it's a matte one and it just helps to make your makeup last longer. And since I have an oily face, it just works perfectly. And then after that, I'm just going to blend them together. Blend them in, blend everything in. After it's well blended, I'm going to be using this Elegant finishing powder. And the reason why I'm just using this finishing powder, I have a very oily face, so I'm just applying that powder to suck up the excess oils, so that I don't end up looking really shiny even with makeup on, because I have an extremely oily face. And then brush up my brows using a spoolie. So this is the spoolie that I'm actually using right now. Then use this well sharpened brow pencil by Davis. It's in the shade 003. So I start by lining my brows. And then fill in. And then using a spoolie, I just blend that so that I don't end up looking like I have a block, especially around the front part. Then using this brush, this is a flat brush, and a concealer. The concealer I'm using is in the shade Fawn. I'm going to clean up the bottom part, and I'm doing this closest to where I drew that brow. So this is where you correct any mistakes in case you made any, and then blend that using a fluffy brush. Then on the top part, I'm going to be using this Zaron foundation. This is in the shade FZ45. So this is the same foundation that I'm going to be using on my skin. So on the top part, you use a foundation that is in your shade, or if you're going to use a concealer, blend it well. And then after that, I'm just now going to use this concealer to prime my eyelids. Blend, blend, blend. So this brush works better. So blend everything. And then after that, I'm going to be using this shade by Morphe 35V eyeshadow palette and apply it all over my eyelids to set. And then use this shade still from the Morphe eyeshadow palette 35V. To be honest, I didn't know which eye makeup look I was going for, so I was just doing my thing here. I wasn't sure of what I wanted, so I was just doing anything that I thought would work. And then I used this orange shade. This is from the Zulu by Juvia's eyeshadow palette. Then after that, use this yellow shade, still from the Juvia's eyeshadow palette, the Zulu by Juvia's. Then use these two shades. This from the Morphe eyeshadow palette, 35M, and I'm using a dense brush. And on my outer corner, I just make it a little bit smoky. Then I'm going to draw a cut crease, and I'm going to be using Elegant Pro Concealer in the shade Medium Beige. So in case you don't know how to draw a cut crease, I have a video on how to do that. It's very detailed and very easy to achieve. You can actually go and check that out. So after that, I'm still going to be using the same dense brush, and on my outer corner make it more smoky. I'm using the same dark purple shade that I was using by Morphe 35M. And then use this shade. So this one is just to set the area where I had drawn the cut crease. And then use this shade. This is a shimmery shade. So let me tell you, the reason why I did set is just to make my eyes not to crease. Yes, I found out that really helps with making your eye makeup not to crease and make it last longer. So I'm just using this shade from Zulu by Juvia's eyeshadow palette, and it's a shimmery shade, green shimmery shade, and I haven't used it in such a long time. And when you're using that, it's good to use a flat brush. So then I'm going to be using this white shimmery shade from the Morphe 35M, and I'm going to concentrate it on my inner corner. This is just to brighten my inner corner. And oh my god, I'm loving how this white shimmery shade is actually looking. And when I applied that matte shade to set, it just really helped with making that shade look like that. So then on my skin, I'm going to be using this Zaron foundation, and I'm going to be using a brush today. Yeah, so this is the one that I'm using, and then blend everything. So I don't start around my T-zone area. I start from my cheeks going either outwards or inwards, so that I don't end up having a lot of product around my T-zone area. And I have an extremely oily face, as I told you. So if I start there and end up having a lot of product, it just does crease and doesn't look really good. So just blend everything in. Then I'm going to be using this Elegant Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn to highlight. And I just highlight the areas where the light hits first. And don't use a lot of product. Actually, a little bit is enough. You don't need too much product. And after application, give it some time to have better coverage, then blend. So to blend, I started off by using this brush. So this is the same brush that I was using with my foundation. And then later I used my beauty blender and blend in that concealer, blend everything. Then after that, I'm going to be using this powder. This is a finishing powder, a legal finishing powder, to set all the areas where I used a concealer to highlight. So whenever you use a concealer, always ensure that you've set all those areas, because concealers move a lot and you don't want your product to move a lot. So to ensure that the product stays in place for longer, you just set. And then after that, I'm going to contour, and I'm using this Fit Me by Maybelline finishing powder to contour. And to contour, you just lifting that face. Yeah, you just want to lift that face. In using this brush, I'm going to contour my nose, and I'm still using the same Fit Me that I was using to contour my face. And for eyeliner today, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. eyeliner, and I'm going to just be using it on my lash line. I don't want anything dramatic, just something simple. And then I'm going to be using this Lanel hair bonding glue and these falsies. So I get asked a lot on which glue I use on my lashes. So I use this hair bonding glue. The downside of it is that it dries black. If you mess up, it will leave you with some black spottings. I already have one. You can actually see it. Yeah. So, and I always ensure that I've pressed my natural lashes to the falsies to make them look as natural as possible. And I'm still using this tweezer. And how I apply them is I place them at the middle part and then start pressing in either from the middle, from the front part or the outer part. So for this one, I started with the inner side, going all the way to the outer side. And then I go in pressing in everything together, and I allow the glue that I had messed up to dry and then take it off. It becomes easier. And then after that, I'm now going to be using this dark purple shade, the one that I was using to smoke out my eye on my lower lash line, and then use this lip liner on my lips. Then after that, I'm going to be using this one. This is in the shade Pioneer. This is Maybelline lipstick in the shade Pioneer. So I'm just going to be applying it on my lips and blend everything in. Apply some more and blend. Then to highlight, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. highlighter. And this is the final look, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Please ensure you have subscribed and liked this video. Also leave a comment on the comment section, and until next time, bye.